I think that's going to be really distracting. I'm going to put this hand down so it doesn't keep jingling and jangling all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone say best of luck to Hemu because he broke his arm or hand, whatever.
Finger.
Finger.
Close enough.
Something. He broke it.
Thanks to everyone.
Who's decided that he's not going to be part of this review because he has better things to do, like look outside at the dogs.
But he'll join us, I'm sure.
Eventually, yeah, probably. He'll probably join us when we talk about skill hunts. Okay, so welcome to the, I don't know how many episode now of our podcast where we talk about movies we watched, like, throughout the month, I guess. We pick out some of the movies we watched. We probably got part of this, but still. So today we're going to talk about two movies as usual. The first movie we're going to talk about is 3BHK, which is like a film about like this middle class family. It's like this dad and mom and their two kids. And they basically, all four of them, they all have this dream of like owning like a home in the city. Like it doesn't even have to be like a house. They just want like an apartment. There's like they're like a very typical middle class family. Like the son is like struggling in like school, and like they have spent a lot of money on him to like try to get him to like this point where he can go to engineering. His sister, on the other hand, his younger sister, is like really good at studies, and like she's good at math, and he's really bad at math. That's like a thing that keeps coming up in the movie. His dad is like struggling to like make ends meet. Obviously, he's just like an accountant at like some kind of factory. He's not anything like really big. So he brings in enough money to like obviously make ends meet, but not like anything significant. And their mom is like a stay-at-home mom, but she also has like this side hustle where she like makes like food and like distributes it to people. So it's all in all like just like a really cute movie of these people really trying and struggling to make enough money, or at least save enough money to like at least try to buy a house, or at the very least like get like a loan for their house. So the whole time that's what they're like thinking about. And there's like a lot of like story of the brother and how he struggles throughout his life with like his education, and somehow his parents like managed to put him into this like college, but then he wants to do mechanical engineering, and his parents are like, no, you should do computer science because that's how we'll get our money back for all of this time thing we've spent. And he really like doesn't like his job. Like he does end up like graduating, but he like really struggles with computer science, so he's not able to like find a job. And then finally when he does find a job, he's just kind of like miffed about it because he's not excited by anything that he looks forward to. Like it's just like a lot of people, where they like do their work for like getting money, but it's not like you really care about your career or anything. It's mostly just doing money to do other stuff. And then his sister, on the other hand, seems to like really like her job and like enjoys everything. She's good at studies, and she likes I think commerce. She wanted to become like a BCom person, so she like prepared and got her marks and everything like really easily in comparison. And that's like obviously a point of tension for the brother. And then obviously the dad wants to like have this lifestyle of he wants to like save, and he believes that, very typical like middle class, where you believe that like if you like struggle today, eventually it'll pay off in the future. And it's kind of just this story of them navigating that dream that they believe that they can, achieve, and them kind of like struggling to like put together all this money. And just a question of, is it worth it? Like, is it worth all of those struggles to like finally reach that end goal of like owning a home? That's kind of the theme of the movie.
Yeah, and I think they did a very, very good job of taking us through the journey of several years long journey of how hard it is for a middle class family or a lower middle class family to buy a house and own an apartment.
Yeah, really relatable to me at least. Like every time I open Zillow, I'm like, okay, I guess the next 10 years I'm going to be renting. At least.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really nice to see the movie takes you through, it takes you through all their setbacks one by one. So at first they're trying to save money for a house, and then I think at some point,
The son doesn't get like enough like he basically doesn't make score enough in his exams to actually afford to go to like a good college, so they like basically have to pay more to like try to get him
yeah,
like an like I don't know what it's called, but basically like they have to
yeah.
like pay to get him a seat in the college.
So yeah, so they had to, spend some extra money to get a management quota seat for their son because he didn't fare too well
Yeah,
at the
what is called
exams.
management code. I was forgetting the word.
Yeah, so that was one setback, and at one point they show that the price of the house actually went up because developments happen around it. So their saving strategy,
Didn't
got
work.
ruined. They had to update and save more money, things like that. And then at some point there was medical bills. That was another setback.
Right, the dad has like a heart attack, so they gotta
Yeah.
like
Yeah, their dad has a heart attack, and they pretty much have to pour their savings into the medical treatment
they had
and
to
all
get
that.
their daughter married.
Yeah, they had to get their daughter married this one time, and every time these setbacks happen, they show us how close they get to getting a house, how happy they are, and then all of that is stripped away in a moment's notice, right? Because of this unforeseen setback. So I think they did a really good job of making us feel what they feel, and so yeah, I think I really enjoyed that part. It was pretty immersive in that sense.
Right. It's like I like these kind of movies. Like I like slice of life. I feel like it's something really been lacking in like in Indian cinema in general. I would say it's definitely obviously it's also there in Tamil cinema, but in general, I feel like all the like big budget movies at this point are just a bunch of guys like either like oh they were in the army, which is not like I don't really mind that those movies exist. I just don't want every movie to be oh bro an army like kills the baddies. Like that's not as fun when you don't have like other films, other types of movies. So like I feel like movies like this and Tourist Family and all kind of like have been doing that balancing.
Yeah.
For like it's just good in comparison. Um, yeah, I think that also this movie is like super relatable. Like if you're at any stage, I think I feel like most people I can like relate to everyone in pieces, right? I can relate to the dad in that desire to like want to save money, but at some point it's just like making ends meet kind of just ends up taking away all your savings. And then yeah, I like the other thing, right? Like the son's desire to like want to be good, but like obviously he's struggling because he's not good at what he wants to do, and that's really frustrating to him. Like he's not able to score well, he's not able to get a job after like his parents have like poured all this money into college, and even when he gets a job he's not happy with his job. Like all of that is like really relatable to that like experience of being a salaried person, and obviously your heart lies in something, and maybe even it could be the thing that you're doing, but at some point there's all these like tedious things that kind of get in the way of your enjoyment, and that's kind of also the theme of the movie, where it's like is that worth it? Is it like you know waiting all these years and struggling all this while, and you haven't enjoyed the rest of your formative years just to like hope and pray that you get to this goal. And that's kind of like the theme of the movie too.
Yeah, they took a lot of problems that are really common
Mm-hmm.
in this strata of income, and they kind of told the story in a very nice way that sometimes you have these problems such as the son struggling in school and exam, and now you're done. You're like 5-6 years since you graduated from college, and you kind of forgot about it. So this movie, like it takes you back a little bit and shows you, yeah, these were the problems, and you're
Right.
like, yeah, it was rough back then.
Yeah, exactly. And I think obviously the fact that they like made the sets, or at least or they filmed on location, I can't really tell, but I'm guessing they filmed on location a couple of these things. Like actual middle class household, instead of just making this like gargantuan fake set, which was like great. So like that also helped like with that immersion. I feel like in comparison to like other movies where they don't even try sometimes. They'll just be in like living in like a bungalow and say, well, my son is like a daily wage laborer. And it's like, what?
Yeah. if every movie, which seems to be the trend nowadays, if every movie is all about, either the uber wealthy or some kind of spy or, something completely otherworldly, there's only so much of that you can watch. Sometimes
Right.
you just want a good story, no drama here and there.
No frills,
and
yeah.
you just want to watch a good quality movie, and this is
Right.
one of those for sure.
Yeah.
This is a 10 out of 10 in my binary scale of 0 and 10.
You say that, but then we have other things that you'll change your story. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, also by the way, there's like actually a Dinamani short story that this movie is based on. It's not exactly based on, but like the director said something along the lines of that. He read this and that really basically motivated him to like write this story. It's not really that similar, like the two. The name of the short story, if anyone wants to go read it, is 3 BHK Veedu. And it's like they changed like a bunch of things. They expand because again it's a short story. So like in the original story, it's just about this mom and dad and their son and their struggles to like buy a house, but they want to buy like an actual house, like an independent house. There's a bunch of like setbacks for them too. So that stuff and all is similar. But the ending there is a little bit more bittersweet compared to here, where it's like really positive. And I think again some of those changes are like they're like fine to me. I can't expect it to be the exact same thing, especially considering this story. Like I think the original like magazine thing is like one page, so you can't really expect somebody to just have that much. And so it's like good that they'd had like the addition of the sister and stuff, because they also brought like a bunch of like things, like real life problems, like people struggling in like arranged marriages. Like the sister gets married and then her like son, like her husband and his family turn out to be a bunch of jerkwads. Like she's like really good at like what she does, but they force her to quit because they're like, why should you work? Like my son's making money, which is like a common thing that happens to women in India. And then obviously like that doesn't help. That doesn't make you feel good when you like what you do. And in her case, she liked what she did, so that's like really shitty of somebody to do. So they did bring some of those things, which was nice. And also like they obviously brought like this being happy versus, and I think that like the central theme in both has kind of been like being happy versus doing what's best for your family versus doing what's best for yourself, and like weighing all of those things out. And I think that in that way this is a good adaptation, because it does take that central theme of family and really show how strong people's bonds are, and that's nice. What did you think about the casting in this movie? So it's Siddharth is the son, Sharad Kumar is the dad, then what's her name? Meena Raghunath as the daughter, and Devyani as the mother.
I think it was a good casting. I didn't really have any problems.
Did you feel like Siddharth looked way too old? He's like 46. What were they doing casting him as like an 18-year-old?
I mean, I remember you said this, and I do recall that now, but I mean, I think the makeup was pretty good. I think he might be 46, but he definitely doesn't look his age. He probably looks, early 30s if anything. Personally, I wouldn't even say like 35 or anything. I'd say early 30s, and I think the makeup did a decent job of bringing him down to teens.
I think that it could have worked if they didn't cast like a 26-year-old, because like the girl who plays his sister is like 26. If they did cast like a 26-year-old to play his sister, I feel like it could have worked, because like she looks so young. She looks like a baby, and he looks like a middle-aged man for most of the movie. Like they don't look like they have like a few years age gap. Like I think they're supposed to have like a 3-year age gap. They don't look like they have a 3-year age gap. They look like they have like a 10-year age gap. It's just like so jarring to see like this obvious child. Maybe she's not an obvious child, but she looks like an obvious child in comparison to, because like she's like our age, and he could like basically be her dad.
I mean, sure. I mean, I think she looked just like she should, 8th or 9th grade. And I think he did a fine job of looking 11th, 12th grade.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
the difference was closer to 4 or 5 years instead of 3 years, but I mean, that's just so subjective. And when he moved on to college, he had some facial hair going on anyway, so he looked, then he
I
looked
don't
fine.
know. I think he's okay only because obviously he was not like he's really thin, so compared it's like you don't see that weight in his face, so that does like come with age, and he doesn't have that. That could be the only thing that he really has going for him. Because in my head, it's just no. He doesn't look 18. He looks 30 throughout the movie. I can give him that. He does look 10 years younger, which is an achievement. But again, she looks 26 for most of the film. Like even when they try to age her, like they give her a kid and all of that, it just doesn't work because she looks 26 the whole movie. They didn't even try to like make her look a little bit older.
I mean, it
They
looked
should have
fine
like put
'cause-
like a little bit grays like in her hair, something.
No, when she had a kid, wasn't she in her 20s or something?
I mean, she was like a little bit older, but he was 30 when they said he was getting married. When they told him to get married, which means she had to be 27.
Yeah,
And then
so-
after that, like, it had been like a year after that, so at the very least, she's like 29. And then at the end of the thing, like, he's been like a mechanical engineer, obviously, for a while because they've made enough money to like actually buy a house. So at that point, it has to be like at least 4 or 5 years later. Because they said it was like the year 2027 or something. Or 2029. Because it started in like 2006.
Yeah, so
So
she was never,
it's been like what is it? Like 15 years at least.
yeah, so she was never at the point where she would require white hair or
I mean, I just said they had to do something to
She
make her
looked
look
fine.
a little older. Like she looked 26 the whole movie. They did a pretty okay job with her like kid hairstyle, but like the adult hairstyle was literally exactly the same. And it's just like I didn't feel that age like I did with her parents. Like her parents like they got more white hair with time. And like they put her in a cane and stuff. Like they did some effort there. They should have done something with her. Like she should have at least like I mean like, again like having a kid probably makes you worry more. So that's why I was saying at least like a few strands of like white hair that there would have like helped.
Have you seen her in a movie before?
No, I have not.
Well, me neither. I know we've seen Siddharth before a few times, but I
You've
thought
seen
maybe,
him in your favorite movie ever of last year.
yeah, we don't talk about that. I mean, but I thought they looked age appropriate, to be
I
honest.
don't think so. I also saw like a bunch of reviews that were saying that this movie was just not addressing like the gut wrenching failure enough. Like we were talking about it, right? Like how they get so close and then they just like lose their money because like something happens. Like, do you feel that way? Do you feel like this movie did do a good job of like maintaining those highs and lows throughout the film?
I think the movie did do a good job, but I would say that I felt the failure of Siddharth more than I felt the family's failure overall that they're not getting a home of their own.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if that was intentional. I would imagine no. I would imagine they want us to that the central theme of the movie is that the family as a whole cannot own a house.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's just Siddharth's acting is that good. He's a really good actor, in my opinion. So
He is. Yeah.
I definitely, felt his pain a lot more.
I felt like his pain and his sister's pain the most, but I also don't know if that's just an age thing. Like we can't relate to like a 60-year-old man. That's just not. No, we're not there yet. So it could be that too.
I'm sure that has a role to play, but I would still like to say that the pain of the family wasn't inadequate by any means. I didn't feel it as much as I felt Siddharth, as I said, but it doesn't mean that they didn't do a good job of showing me the overall central theme of the sadness and sorrow that they
Right.
can't own a home. So I don't think I'd agree with wherever you read that. But yeah, I think they did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like if you guys can go watch this movie in theaters, definitely go watch this movie in theaters. The director Sri Ganesh also has like the right idea about movies because he said this in like an interview where he was like the big screen is not just for visuals, it's like it can be for like any kind of movie, and there's like technical aspects, but I feel like it's not just about look at that car explode. It's also about you can feel things. Like the most central theme for me in movies is emotional connection, and this movie does that. So if you don't like feel anything at the end of the film, I don't think it's not good. If you're not excited when you leave the theater, like you're not happy or not happy at least, but you're like you've like had like a deep connection with the movie, I don't think it's a good film. And I felt that with this movie. So He's right. Listen to the director of 3BHK and go support all the smaller industry movies. Don't just go because it's Rajnikant. Go because you think that you'll like it.
Yeah. When you're watching a movie in the theater, and as soon as the credits roll, if you can just walk up and leave, it's probably not a great movie. If you need 5 seconds to soak it in and just conclude everything in your head, process everything, that means it's a good movie, right?
Speaking of good movies, the next one we're gonna talk about is Skill House. You know how you said that like the last one we didn't go through like the beats of the film? I dare you to actually try to go through the beats of this movie.
So this movie was like a mess, and you can start anywhere and end anywhere, and I'm sure you'll understand the same amount of content because it was all over the place.
There's literally like nothing in this movie. It's just about these 10 influencers who get thrown into this content house and are forced to compete in this challenge where they go on TikTok. Oh, sorry, Triller, whatever the fuck it was called. Triller, aka TikTok. And they're supposed to like post stuff, and then whoever gets the most views or likes. It's not clear in the movie whether they mean views or likes. Because the guy has 17 million followers, which seems to be like a huge thing, but like it's implied that it's like most views. So I don't really know what that's about. I don't know what the metric is, but anyway, whoever gets the most views or likes, they win and everyone else dies. So like they have like 10 rounds or like 9 rounds, whatever. And then like the person with the least likes gets killed every time in like grotesque ways. That's it. That's the movie. That's I've described the film. Is there anything more that we need to add?
Nothing more that needs to be said. I mean, this is one of those. I feel like there's a slew of movies like this where the most annoying thing is they're doing all this garish, outlandish stuff, and the cops don't exist in the universe. So you're showing me something that, oh my god, this is such an insane thing I'm doing. But if you think about it, if cops don't exist, then it's not insane at all. So the whole thrill of the movie is gone. And I hate it when movies do this.
Right, yeah. I think the most frustrating thing about this film is, like there's like the whole time this thing is being like live streamed to TikTok. Like that's Triller, sorry, whatever. The whole thing is being live streamed to like a social media app where they have a TikTok live going on of these people getting murdered in the house. And for some reason their like shit never gets deactivated, doesn't get pulled down for extreme violence, even though that's like probably against every social media's TOS. And the cops will try to track down the IP if you do that. Like obviously, because like that's insane. And like for some reason that never happens, except there's just one girl who like I guess is like a mystery podcast or like a true crime TikToker who's the only person who's like trying to find out what the hell is going on because her boyfriend is one of the people like stuck in this like content house.
Yeah.
And like that's so dumb. Like what do you mean? Like how is that even possible? Like what? Also this movie starts with them getting kidnapped and then somehow all of them lose their followers and their videos, and also they lose also the guy somehow puts up like a button, like a voting system on TikTok whether they should live or die. Like all three of those things somehow, and it's not even just like a general voting system. Like usually sometimes like on the comments like in the poll they'll have like a polling. This is like on the screen.
Yeah. He literally just added 2 buttons to the app. Like you have like, comment, share. Imagine a hacker added 2 new buttons. That this is something that just doesn't happen. It's so improbable technically that it really takes away from the movie.
I swear, like nothing.
It's ridiculous.
Nothing about this movie is realistic. You're telling me that TikTok's entire algorithm got hacked. That he deleted people's he went into the database and deleted these people's videos. And also somehow like managed to like hack the API so that it doesn't show their actual number of followers and this thing. This is like some insane hacker bullshit. And like again, the spoiler of this movie is so dumb because like how the hell did one guy, like, I'm not going to tell who it is, but one guy is apparently the one doing all of this. How the hell did one guy manage to hack into TikTok?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know anything. He's just some guy.
Yeah, very early on into the movie, when that scene came that he's live streaming these things
It's
on
over.
TikTok and people are voting by pressing kill or die, immediately my brain went, okay, so that's their own app. I was like, okay, because why would TikTok have kill or die? I mean, kill or save buttons, right? And then they show that people all around the world are watching them. I'm like, wait, why would all these people download this random app? How did they advertise a random app? So then it strikes you that the movie's trying to tell you that it is just a regular social media platform and they don't own it. So somehow they just hacked everything. They added buttons, and then the whole premise is also taken away from the fact that cops don't exist. Imagine this is happening in real life. The whole thrill about it is, oh my god, everyone's trying to find where they are. Or
I
the
thought that
authorities
was
are coming.
what was happening. I thought the cops were actively looking for them, but the cops, like, she calls the cops a couple of times and they're just like, you're being silly. And it's like, wait, what? What do you mean you're being silly? I understand that this takes place in LA, by the way. I understand that the LAPD is severely understaffed and they obviously don't have enough police officers to take care of every crime that happens in such a populated city. But I'm going to go on a limb here and say murders and or kidnapping situations are probably the top on the list, because those are the things that can go wrong so fast. I can understand if supposing these guys, some person lost their TV and they're just like, oh, well, you have insurance, cool, we'll get to that eventually. But if supposing someone's life is on the line, I don't think the cops are going to be like, oh, we'll get to that eventually. We have other things to do. Yeah. Like what? What other things are there to do that are more important than finding people who are about to die?
Yeah, there's no effort. They didn't even show a hotline or anything that if you have any information, if you know somebody who's missing,
because everything, I'm convinced that those scenes that you talked about where they click kill or die, I'm almost 100% sure that's just stock footage that they found on some fucking app, because it's not at all related to the movie. It's just people doing and they don't have any say in the film at all. They don't even do anything. They just go and the thing ends. So I'm telling you right now, this is like fucking some guy was on Adobe stock and said, well, I found this Getty image, let's put it in the movie. Yeah. That's what it is. And they think this is just a thing that happens. By the way, when I was first saw this movie, I saw the ticket, it was advertised to me as a film that had 50 Cent in it and it was about influencers dying. So I was like, okay, this movie's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna watch it. That's why I bought the ticket. And then we got to the theater and they were just Bryce Hall was top billing on the poster. And I was like, holy shit, why didn't you tell me that Bryce Hall was in this? All the advertising I saw for this was always 50 Cent, 50 Cent, 50 Cent. But 50 Cent's not in the movie. The main character in this movie is Bryce Hall. So why did they just tell me that Bryce Hall was in the film? I would have definitely watched this movie with Bryce Hall, because I know that this whole, there's this giant trend. This has been happening since fucking Fred Figglehorn. You remember the Fred movies? It's been happening since then, where these producers just are let's just treat these giant, massive influencers as fucking flash in the pan, just people who go kaputski tomorrow. And we'll just make this shitty production where the only people who are gonna watch are their 3.5 million followers or whatever, and that's it. That's the end of the people who are gonna watch this movie. And it's why don't? And here's the thing: I don't think that influencer movies, influencer-driven movies, are always gonna be bad. Because I don't think I've ever seen a good one, but I think that's because they don't treat these movies as real movies. You just treat them as marketing gimmicks for idiots to go and watch, and that's it.
Yeah, I think this movie's kind of bait if you're like me and you don't know any of these influencers, because there's nothing at all that's notable about this movie. I think the only way you enjoy it is if they're your favorite creators and you watch them every day, and then you come and watch a movie about them and you're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
I don't think it's even that, because again, I don't know who this movie is marketed towards, because this movie the main character is Bryce Hall, who's a TikToker. Like, or at least he got famous on TikTok. Now he like does YouTube and all the other stuff. But he was a TikToker on fucking Sway House, which was like which is where this movie is filmed, by the way. Which again, that's a completely different issue. But like, they also have Hannah Stocking, who was on Vine. Like, what is... Oh, and they have an OnlyFans model. So what is the target demographic here? I don't know. They have an OnlyFans creator in this fucking thing. They have Hannah Stocking from Vine, and they have a fucking Bryce Hall. So like, what is... I don't feel like these are overlapping, like, and 50 Cent. So, like, what is the overarching, like, person they're trying to market towards? Like, are they just trying to market towards everyone, or are they trying to market towards no one? Because either way, none of them can act.
Yeah, I mean, 50 Cent is obviously from a different world as all the others. But I'm not sure, I'm just guessing here, but I presume all of the others are also... on similar social media, like for example, the OnlyFans girl, she's probably a streamer or something.
I mean, yeah, I think she was also, no, she was a wrestler. She was like an MMA fighter, so she's not related either.
No, she could be a streamer or a vlogger.
I don't know. I've never seen her on social media. I don't know who she is. I only found out because I was looking online. So I don't know who she is. But I know Hannah Stocking and Bryce Hall, and like neither of them have ever acted or done anything together, because like she's like part of that like old Lele Pons group. where I showed you that one video of her, the Instagram video where she was like, you don't touch a girl's ass, and then she does the
oh, it's that girl. That was wild. That was insane.
That was the level of acting she had in the movie too.
Yeah, that's true.
It was about the same. But regardless, like she's part of that era. Like you remember the ancient Instagram comedy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like Bryce Hall was part of the part of TikTok that like people got famous where they used to just do like TikTok dances. And he was that guy. So it's like that's like light years apart. I don't know not light, but like millennia apart in like internet time. And it's just so weird. Yeah. And they don't know each other either. Like Bryce Hall says that this is the first time he's ever done anything with her. They were both in the social media space, but they're not really like friends or anything. So like, yeah, I don't know why they're in this movie. I want to call it a video because I kid you not, when they asked Bryce Hall about this, he was saying something along the lines of starting in Skillhouse is really cool. I liked it because I felt like I was filming like a long form YouTube video except with multiple angles. Is that what you want to hear when you like hear like an actor talking about their acting experience? I liked it. It was like filming a YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a good sign, and I feel like this definitely bled out into the movie.
Right.
It was less cinematic and more like just long form content.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like I want to clarify, this movie takes place in Sway House, which is like Bryce Hall's original like content thing that went kaputski in like 2 days because nobody, obviously I don't know what we expected from like a bunch of content creators who are all like interested in becoming more famous. Like that's what happens to every single one of these content houses. Like it's just they become famous and obviously they don't want to like stay in this house. They just want to do their own shit. So that's what happened to Sway House as well. But this movie is filmed in Sway House, like the original Sway House. And that's such a huge problem because like if you know anything about content houses, there are all these like bright, giant windows, a lot of open spaces, bunch of like lighting, and like it just looks like a beautiful like house. And that's what the house looks like too. So there's just like no atmosphere of scary because there's nothing that they could have done in this house at all ever to make it like anything. Like how are you supposed to make that scary? That everywhere you see there's like massive fucking like LA palm trees and like bright sunshine, and they're like on the coast. It looks like what? How is that scary?
Yeah, there was
like
like
it was on the coast. It wasn't Hollywood Hills, but it was still like a very nice area.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single like dark or dingy corner in this house. It's one of those houses where you're filming in your room. It's great lighting. You're making a cooking video, it's great lighting. You're
Right.
doing laundry, it's great lighting. So yeah.
Because that's what it was meant for. Like, it's a content house. It was meant to make people look good with all the light and all this, like, this thing. So, like, it doesn't make any sense to film it. And, like, I'm not saying that there aren't daylight, like stuff that isn't scary. It's just you need to put that effort into it, and there needs to be some element that, like, at least, like, builds up the dread, and they never did that, because the beginning of this movie is just a bunch of morons on TikTok doing stupid shit on TikTok, and then they immediately cuts to them getting kidnapped, and then the rest of the movie is just them doing stupid shit on TikTok and then dying because they didn't do enough stupid shit on TikTok, and that's it. That's the movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck was 50 Cent doing here? That's all I have to ask. What the fuck was he doing? It doesn't even look like he wanted to be here because he sued them for not paying him. So it doesn't even seem like he wanted to be in the movie.
In this movie, like talking about 50 Cent, it's not just that there weren't any cops during these heinous acts that were happening and being live streamed. Even in the aftermath of the movie, when all things are said and done, nothing happened to 50 Cent.
Right.
During the movie, they showed that they had clear evidence of 50 Cent committing crimes and kidnapping people, and it was live streamed where, you know, these influencers made it clear to the public and the whole world watching that it was in fact 50 Cent who, you know, suddenly appeared on their phones. He was talking, so he was one involved, and there was security footage of him kidnapping people, but nothing happened to him.
His car also was in a bunch of scenes of the crime where it clearly also had his dashboard. Like, it had it's California, so they had like both the front and back license plates. So the front license plate, it says something like 50 Cent or whatever, and if you like put that into like any like reverse like license plate finder, you will find out that that's registered to 50 Cent, and the house also apparently belongs to 50 Cent. Like, that also she found out that who's currently in owner of and it was 50 Cent. So, like, the house is 50 cents, but somehow he doesn't know that this is happening. The car is 50 cents, but somehow doesn't know this is happening. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, there's footage of him kidnapping these
kids. Yeah,
that's
so true. Yeah,
else is so secondary.
Footage. I'm just saying that, like, there's just indisputable evidence that he's involved, and for some reason, nothing ever happens to him. And, like, Bryce Hall also just, like, does something. Like, his acting is so bad, and 50 Cent's acting is so... Everyone's acting is so bad except Neil McDonough, who was, like, the only like real character in the movie, and he tried, but like I don't really expect anything great from these performances. It's just bullshit. I
mean, there weren't like you said, other than Neil, there weren't any seasoned actors, so I wasn't happy with the acting, obviously, but I can let that slide. But even so, everything else, like the plot itself, there was just so many holes you can poke through. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Don't watch this movie. We watched it, so you don't have to watch it. And seriously, just don't give these people money. Because the more I like dug into this, the more frustrating it got. Like, they have a marketing campaign on Instagram where they did a bunch of reels where they were like talking about, oh, people are talking so great about fucking Skill House. And they just posted a bunch of bullshit. And there's no like they have like quotes there about people talking about the movie, but they don't have any names attached to it. They don't have any like website where these people are saying this on. Nothing. So you just have to take it on their word that people think it's amazing. And also the fucking production company that made this, their whole motto apparently is to like make a streaming platform where they just have movies with influencers. So that's just another level of insulting.
Yeah, that tells me, you know, it even confirms it more so for me that their priority is not making good movies and coming up with great stories. Their priority is to make movies, you know, that some people are going to watch and be like, hey, that's my favorite creator. And that's the only thrill about the movie.
That's all it is.
Which is not much. Yeah.
That's only cool if the company, like the social media company itself, does it. Like when Vine did their thing where they they had like a bunch of Vine stars they called and they made these like Vine sketches and stories with them. That's fun because that's on the platform and it's free. They're not insulting your fucking like, you know, intelligence and wasting your time and money by calling you to a fucking theater. By the way, this movie is not on the AMC A list. So if you want to go watch this film, you gotta pay for it even if you have AMC A list, which is even worse.
Yeah. It just, I feel like the formula itself is such a losing formula. You're not even trying as a studio to get the best actors for your budget. You're just restricting yourself to people who don't specifically have acting experience. I just can't see how the end product is ever gonna be good.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of bullshit. And it's just a bunch of TikTokers doing TikTok things. And it has the chick from that Don't Touch My Ass video going, whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. That's the movie. Yep. I got it done. Okay, this one has to be a 0 out of 10 on your binary scale.
0 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Don't watch this. Don't give them any of your money. Don't even support it. Don't even promote this. Just don't. It doesn't exist in your head. Okay. Yeah. Let's at least end this on a high note, though. Let's finally talk about just one movie recommendation that you have, and I'll give mine as well.
Well, you have to remind me what we watch.
We watched Superman, we watched Parandapur, we watched Jurassic Park, Rebirth, we watched a bunch of other movies. F1.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll go with the popular one. I'll say Superman. Superman was awesome. I especially love the music. David Fleming, awesome job. Everything else about it. I mean, James Gunn, he did what he did with Guardian of the Galaxies, and I think it was fantastic. Okay. Superman.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Parandapur. It was also another one of those smaller budget Tamil movies that was slice of life. I don't think I ever want to have children after the amount of time that kid ran around. All I could think of in the movie was, that clip from Modern Family where Cam is running behind Lily and he goes, Lily!
Lily! Lily! Lily!
That's what I was thinking about the whole time. But yeah, it's still fun. It's a lot of fun. I feel like if people will like it, it's a very cute story. So that's my recommendation. I don't think I've said it on this channel yet, but I realized that I haven't talked about it, but I have 107 subscribers or something right now. So I can't believe that 107 of you actually want to watch these stupid videos. That's really nice. And I feel really, blessed that you guys are actually watching this content. On that note, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and be sure to like and share this video and comment below if you have specific movies that you want us to talk about. We'll try to watch it and review it in our next, video. Until next time, bye-bye.